Hi everyone, my name is Wahyu from Group 3. In this presentation, I will talk to you about the theory of ideal gas law. Hopefully, it will help to increase your knowledge about ideal gas law. Previously, I want to thanks to my friend who helped me make this presentation. They are Tiara Nur Diana Azahra and Raffi Rama Dian Sahrabani. What is ideal gas law? The ideal gas law, also known as the general gas equation, is an equation of the state of hypothetical ideal gas. Although the ideal gas law has several limitations, it is a good approximation of the behavior of many gases under many conditions. Vinod Paul Emil Clapeyron stated the ideal gas in 1834 as a combination of the empirical Charles law, Boyle's law, Avogadro's law, and Gay-Lussac law. Ideal gas law. An ideal gas obeys the ideal gas law. V equal to nRT, where P is the pressure, V for volume, N for mole of gas, T for temperature, R for gas content. Gas content depends on the unit of pressure, temperature, and volume. If R equal to 8.31 joule per Kelvin mole, then we have to plug the pressure, the unit of Pascal, volume in the unit of meter cubic, and the temperature in the unit of Kelvin. If the R equal to 0.082 liter atmosphere per Kelvin mole, then pressure should be in the unit of atmosphere, volume in the unit of liter, and the temperature in the unit of Kelvin. So in the important law of perfect gas, there is 4 people who I gonna to explain. There is Boyle's law, then Charles law, Gay-Lussac law, and the last Avogadro law. Boyle's law. The pressure of the gas increases as its volume decreases, assuming constant mass and temperature. Pressure inversely proportional to volume, where first pressure times first volume equal to the second pressure times the second volume. So in the Boyle's law, so if you increase the volume, then the pressure gonna be decreased. Otherwise, if the volume decrease, the volume will be increased. Charles law. Charles law states that the volume of gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature, assuming the quantity of gas and pressure remain constant. So in the Charles law, if the temperature increases, then the volume will also increase. The formula is the first volume per the first temperature equal to the second volume per the second temperature. Then in the Gay-Lussac law, the pressure of gas increases as its temperature increases, assuming constant mass and volume. So the pressure is proportional to the temperature. If the pressure is increased, then the temperature will also increase. And if the pressure is decreased, then the temperature will decrease too. The formula is the first pressure per first temperature equal to the second pressure per the second temperature. And the last we will gonna discuss about Avogadro's law, where Avogadro's law states that equal volume of gas contain the same number of molecules at the same temperature and pressure. The formula is volume per number of gas molecule equal to K, or the first volume per number of the molecules equal to the second volume per the second number of molecule. So in the Avogadro's law, If the pressure and temperature is constant, when you double the number of molecule, it's gonna double the pressure. So if the n is times by 2, then the volume is gonna times by 2. Then we will gonna discuss about ideal gas condition. There are three main conditions that need to be met to treat a gas as an ideal gas. First, ideal gas temperature. The temperature of the ideal gas must be in Kelvin. The use of temperature in Kelvin is very important because Kelvin is an absolute temperature scale that starts from absolute zero, where all motion of ideal gas particle will stop. This ensures that the temperature comparison can be done correctly in the ideal gas law. The second one is ideal gas pressure. Ideal gas pressure should be in unit of Pascal or atmosphere. Pascal is the standard unit for pressure in the international system or SI, while the atmosphere is a unit often used in the chemical and physical context. Conversion can be made as needed. And the third, ideal gas volume. When considering the requirement of an ideal gas, the volume of the gas is also often considered. However, gas volume is not always a requirement. Some definitions of ideal gas do not include a volume requirement, but this assumption is often used in ideal gas law, such as Boyle, Marriott's law, and Charles' law. Then we're gonna discuss about the property of an ideal gas. They are the number 1, consists of identical particle. 2, ideal gas particle have no volume. 3, particle collision are perfectly contiguous. 4, move in straight trajectory and a fixed speed with a random direction. 5, there is no force of mutual attraction or repulsion between each particle. And the last, we will gonna discuss about the ideal gas law calculation, and I will explain in bahasa. Jadi ini ada contoh dari perhitungan dari ideal gas law. Soalnya yaitu suatu tabung dengan volume 50 liter mengandung gas nitrogen dengan tekanan 21,5 atm. Isi dari tabung ini dimasukkan ke dalam suatu tangki lain dan didapat bahwa tekanan gas di dalamnya sebesar 1,55 atm. Berapakah volume dari tangki tersebut? Jadi dari soal ini bisa diketahui bahwa yang dapat diketahui yaitu volume dari tabung yang pertama yaitu 50 liter dan tekanan dari tabung yang pertama sebesar 21,5 atm. Dan yang diketahui selanjutnya yaitu tekanan dalam tabung yang kedua yaitu sebesar 1,55 atm. Ditanyakan berapakah volume dari tangki tersebut. Jadi jika kita menurut pada hukum Boyle, di mana P1 dikali V1 sama dengan P2 dikali V2, di mana P1 yaitu 21,5 atm dikali dengan 50 liter sama dengan 1,55 atm dikali volume yang kedua. Jadi volume kedua sama dengan 21,5 atm dikali 50 liter dibagi 1,55 atm sama dengan 693,55 liter. That's all that I want to present. Thank you to all of you who were watching till the end. I hope you understand about this topic. Then goodbye.